Hi and welcome. I'm so glad you found my channel. My name is Erin, and on my videos I show you how to create DIY bath and beauty products. So let's go ahead and get started with this week's video. Today I'm going to show you how to make this very luxurious, creamy, and wonderful feeling body butter for glowing skin. Now this is less greasy than your average body butters on the market, and you can make this at home. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the step-by-step instructions on how I go about making this. To start out with, I'm going to go ahead and take my heat-safe container and I'll be weighing my first ingredient. And that first ingredient is shea butter. Shea butter is a soft butter. It almost has like a nutty scent to it, but it will melt when it comes in contact with the skin. It is great for hydrating the skin, moisturizing it, as well as softening. I know a lot of you will be asking if I'm using unrefined shea butter or if I'm using refined shea butter. And the answer is I'm using unrefined shea butter. So for those of you who don't know what the difference is, it simply means that the unrefined shea butter has not been stripped of its nutrients, vitamins, and minerals that are great when it comes to giving the skin the support it needs to be healthy and glowing looking. So now that I have weighed out all of that shea butter, I'm going to go ahead and add my next ingredient, which is also a butter, and it is called cocoa butter. This is a hard butter. It is dry and flaky, and I find it a lot easier to work with than shea. Unlike shea butter, this is refined. It has no fragrance whatsoever, and it will not clog the pores. Now, what it will do for the skin is it will help to moisturize and soften the skin. And if you have dry skin, this is really a wonderful butter to be using. But it also is great for those that have oily or acne-prone skin because it will help to regulate sebum production. If you're looking for a butter that quickly absorbs into the skin and does not have a greasy feel to it, cocoa butter is that butter. This ingredient is great because it is so easy to work with as well. Now that I have added the butters, I'm going to go ahead and cover my container, and then I'm gently going to heat this on my stove until those butters are completely melted. So while those butters are gently melting, I wanted to take this time to show you the two ingredients that I'll be using today that will not only help to give this body butter a nice color, but that are also really beneficial in helping the skin to achieve that nice, healthy glow. And what I am using is I am using turmeric infused fractionated coconut oil. Now, if you want to know how I did this, I will go ahead and link that video where I show you how to do it down below. And what it basically will do for the skin is it is fast absorbing. It will help to hydrate the skin. And turmeric is a great ingredient to be using, especially if you're wanting to lighten the skin and add some more of a natural color to any of your skincare products. All right, so here are the butters. They have completely melted. And what I did is I allowed this to sit on my counter just for a few minutes to give it time to cool down before I add my next ingredient, which is hazelnut oil. This oil is one of those ingredients that has a lot of different benefits for the skin, and I'm going to go ahead and highlight just 3 reasons why this is so great. 1, it helps to moisturize and protect. 2, it helps to regulate sebum production. And 3, it contains the vitamin E, which will help to maintain the skin's elasticity. I'm now going to go ahead and add that turmeric infused coconut oil. Now, in this formula, I'm only using a very little amount of that. And the reason for this is because if you use too much of turmeric on the skin, it could potentially stain it. After adding those two oils, I want to make sure to really stir the ingredients that I have thus far in my container really well, and this will help to ensure that they are all well blended together. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and cover everything and then place this in my freezer for about 30 minutes to an hour. And the reason I am doing this is because freezing it will help to give the finished product that nice fluffy and creamy appearance. So I went ahead and removed everything from the freezer. It took about 45 minutes. And what I have now is a semi-solid body butter. So it's not too hard, but yet it's not too soft. And I'm going to go ahead and just mix this. The more I mix it, the more I'm loving how nice and fluffy and creamy it's appearing. Now, if your body butter becomes too hard, no worries. Just allow it to just kind of warm up a little bit before you go ahead and mix, and that way you're not putting too much strain on your mixer. I'm now going to go ahead and add my next ingredient, which is arrowroot powder, and this will absorb any excess oil or greasiness from the ingredients I'm using in this formula. I know a lot of body butters don't use preservatives, but I am choosing to add one today, and that is because I don't want to chance any bacteria or mold from growing in my finished product. The one I'll be using today is Optifin. This is a broad spectrum preservative. It's very effective in keeping mold and bacteria at bay. This next ingredient is completely optional, but I am adding geranium essential oil. This will give it a nice floral scent, but it will also help to balance sebum production, tighten the skin, and it's very anti-inflammatory and antibacterial too. The very last ingredient I'm adding is vitamin E. This will help to not only reduce acne and soothe itchy skin, but it's very moisturizing and it will help to prolong the shelf life of the other ingredients I have used today. For one last time, I'm going to go ahead and stir all these amazing ingredients together. I want to make sure that they're nicely incorporated throughout this body butter. This next step is got to be one of my favorite things to do when making skincare products, and that is simply taking your finished product and packaging it. Now, this particular formula for the body butter makes 4 ounces, and I am just making sure that I am getting all of this luscious, gorgeous, creamy body butter and putting it into my jar. Now, this is something that you can use daily or you can reapply as often as you need to. So here is the finished body butter. Hopefully you can tell here that this turned out really lovely. I enjoyed creating this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you me applying this to my skin, and I'm only using a little bit because I find a little bit goes a long way. I'm going to go ahead and rub this in, and then I'm hoping that this camera will pick it up, but it really does not leave a greasy feel at all, and my skin feels very nice and silky, which I just absolutely love. I'm going to go ahead and end this video with a substitution list of ingredients that you could swap out for the ones that I use today. Now remember, any changes you make to this formula will change the outcome of the finished product. I also do want to reiterate that everything that I share here on my channel is for entertainment purposes only, and that nothing mentioned or seen on my channel is intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any disease or ailment. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.